evening, Pio Nation. I hope you're having a great Thursday. My name is Matt Williamson, and you are watching Marietta College Esports. So tonight, we are continuing in the NACE Overwatch Fall Cup, as our Overwatch team will be playing against Cornell College. That's right, Cornell College, not university. There is a difference between the two. This should be a pretty evenly matched game. The Pioneers have gone up against some very good teams, and for the past couple of matches, they've gone all the way to Game 5, and they've been putting up a really good fight. Unfortunately, for the past couple of games, it has not gone in the Pioneers' favor, but we'll see how things go today. We're already in the lobby, so let me get to the starting lineup for the Marietta College Pioneers, as I'm trying to see who's actually going to be playing today. So it looks like at tank, we will have freshman Quentin Shields questionably, and freshman Mason Flash Harmful Hades. I believe at support, we will have senior Manning Shaw Granting Sonate, and we'll have freshman Haley Newman Azura. So then that leaves at DPS, senior Ian Darling Brimstone, and junior Morgan White Poseidon. Yeah, so we're already in the lobby, so I don't even know if I'm gonna have time for announcements. I guess I'm just gonna have the game audio on just in case they start kicking while I go over a couple of announcements here. So we are getting close to the end of our season for the fall, but we have still a couple more matches ahead for us. So Saturday, make sure I get the right date. So on Saturday, we will be concluding the regular season for the Great Lakes Esports Conference with our Rocket League team going up against Tiffin University at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by our Overwatch team will be going up against a very good Ohio Northern team at noon. So please be sure to come back and check that out. And then next week will be the final regular season for the NACE Fall Cup. So our Overwatch team will be back again on Monday playing against Lords. Yes, we just played them last Sunday, and we're going to be playing them again on Monday. So that'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. On Tuesday, our Rocket League team will conclude its run in the NACE Fall Cup by going up against Muskingum University at 8 o'clock. Next Thursday, our Overwatch team will be back playing against the Milwaukee School of Engineering at 8 o'clock. And then on Friday, our Overwatch team is back again. That's right. Let me just picture this out for you in just a little bit. But our Overwatch team will be playing against Muskingum at Friday at 8 o'clock. And then the following Saturday, we'll begin postseason play for the GLEC. So our League of Legends team will be playing against Trine University as part of the quarterfinals of the main top-tier playoffs for League of Legends. Our Rocket League and Overwatch teams will have some post-game play, but it won't necessarily be the top tier. So we did set up some things this time around where everyone at least gets some post-game stuff. And we're already in this, so let me get things set up here for Game 1. Marietta College versus Cornell College. And this is the wrong overlay because we're not using that spectator mode. Hold on, let me clean this up. There we go, that's the correct one. But yeah, so my point is, our Overwatch team is going to be super busy this coming week because they got a match right now, Saturday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, and next Saturday. I don't even know if they realize yet. I don't think they know that they have a match with Muskingum next Friday. But what's also interesting next week is we'll be playing Muskingum on Tuesday and Friday. Now, if only we can play them in the GL. What would be the odds? Just think about this for a second. The odds that in the postseason play, our Overwatch team plays Muskingum. That would be awesome. So that would mean we play them on Friday night and Saturday as well. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll have to see how the brackets kind of line up in the over the weekend. Now, let me get into Discord real quick because we have Drayton Piper that's going to be helping with commentating. So let me get everything here set up so he can actually see the game. Drayton, you should be able to see it now.
That would be beneficial, yeah.
We have just a team view for this one. So I think it's just set up for, we're not going to be able to see the whole thing, but we can at least watch from our players' perspectives.
And it looks like we're immediately going on to Nepal.
Yep.
They're going to be running out with a rush-style composition here. Questionably getting an early hook off onto the Zarya if Marietta can capitalize on it, which they do. That's going to be a big play there. opening it up for the first pick is very big for Marietta. Looking to come in here. Hades in the back, getting taken down low. Poseidon and Hades falling early. Marietta was able to get that first pick, but afterwards, 2 picks came from Cornell. Looking like the Reaper might be able to find another one, and Marietta's gonna have to reset. Marietta might not be able to run this comp into the Reaper, as Reaper counters the tank line of Marietta pretty well. Brimstone is gonna be switching, or Brimstone is gonna be staying on the Reaper with Poseidon on the Hanzo now in favor, instead of the Sombra here.
Yeah, let's take a look at the composition of what Barry's going to be up against. So looks like Cornell's going to be going with a typical Zarya Ryan combo with the Junkrat Reaper with Moira and Lucio as support.
Brimstone gets a big pick off onto the Ryan. The tire comes out, takes down Poseidon. Marietta gonna have to find another pick to capitalize on. Brimstone falling a bit low here. Questionably is taken down. Marietta is gonna probably lose this first fight. They commit the beat, however, gonna look to try and give them a second life here. As the beat expires, Marietta kind of just backing away a bit. Gonna have to deal with this Reaper and this Junkrat more effectively than they are right now, because they're the only ones finding picks for this, for the opponent's team. Marietta, Brimstone trying to get away, is going to be taken out early though. Nano is online. Hades switching over to the Zarya now. Diva is out from questionably, but he might be switching that as well. Going to be switching over to the Reinhardt, so going for a mirror attempt here, at least with the tank lines. Marietta, as the capture percentage reaches 80, Marietta coming in from the side with questionably on that Reinhardt, getting speed boosted by his Lucio. Looking to get something done here. Grav comes out, that could be big if there's follow-up. Dragons come out from Marietta. However, the follow-up on the Grav is there. With the Death Blossom coming out and 2 picks going to the Reinhardt, Marietta not looking good to flip this point. And as the clock reaches 99%, Marietta just gonna have to stall, see if they can recontest with a better shot. But as Granny falls, not gonna be able to get that. So a very dominant 100-0 performance from Cornell on map 1. However, the next 2 maps could be very different.
Yeah,
this map has a large variety of compositions that can be run depending on the map type.
Yeah, they just seem to struggle with, like, they'll get a pick, but
going into this small room, looking to see if they can meet Cornell here. Cornell is not going to be there. They're going to be having a flank angle here, wrapping around fully. Marietta, the dive composition looking like it's going to come out from Cornell here with the Winston. Reaper does get a pick, however, the pick onto the Lucio by Brimstone is much more valuable, as now they don't have a healer, although as Brimstone and Azura fall, it's not going to be a one team fight here for Marietta as the 3 surviving members try to escape. Poseidon trying to get some value, trying to get some percentage up on his ultimate, trying to get that pulse bomb as quickly as possible. Against this dive composition that we're seeing from Cornell, you can get ult charge very quickly. The tanks are just giant ult batteries, and Marietta gonna try and capitalize on that. Pushing in, he's already gotten to 80%, making his way up towards 90. He has that pulse bomb ready and able to use. Azura gets the boop off. The big long stick onto the monkey is going to be enough to finish him off. Hades is going to fall, however. Minefield comes out. Marietta is up 1 in this team fight, going to have to capitalize on that. Azura takes down 1. Questionably uses the shatter late, but Marietta has already won the team fight, it looks like.
Yeah, maybe a little unnecessary there, so we'll see if that comes back to bite, but they do secure the point.
Yeah, and securing the point is really all that matters right now for Marietta. Getting a little bit of percentage onto the board is going to be very important for raising confidence in the team. Yeah, as after getting 100-0, it's kind of hard to bounce back from that immediately.
Yeah, we do see Beat and Riptire are going to be up pretty soon. Here is the Riptire, but
Riptire comes out, is going to get destroyed immediately. Looking around, trying to get some value from other picks here. Brimstone has fallen as well. The Beat comes out to protect the remaining 5 members of the team. Hades and questionably almost getting knocked off the map there.
Yeah.
Not going to be enough there for Marietta with the Beat. Really losing that tire early on in the fight is not what Marietta wanted from that. If you lose that tire, it's your only killing ultimate that you have there. And it has very big pick value. Looks like Granny is going to switch over to the Moira off of the Ana, just trying to get a little bit more group healing and synergy with the Lucio pick. Death Blossom comes out, finds 2 for Marietta, questionably falls immediately afterwards, followed up by Azura. Marietta falling back here. Going to be coming up on a couple of ultimates. They can combine the grab and the pulse bomb here. That's really their biggest ult combo here. As there's nothing on the side of Cornell to eat it. Marietta regrouped now, trying to push in, watching for the junk trap and the junk mines. Marietta very aware that the junk is looking for them. Marietta trying to make a rotation here. He's going to get the ball stuck in the trap. The ult comes out from the Junkrat. A lot of ultimates coming out here from both sides. Poseidon finding 2 picks, however, is going to be big for Marietta.
They got to get to the point, though, because it's overtime.
Questionably takes down the Reaper. Marietta trying to gain control of this point. Azura falling is not going to be very good, though, as Granny is currently stuck in spawn. It doesn't seem like it's going to matter all that much as Marietta wraps up the last couple of kills.
Yeah, but now they have to hold this for the rest of the round, because otherwise the game will go to Cornell.
Yeah, Marietta in a pretty good position, though. They did not end up committing. They're building up a lot of their ultimates here.
Yeah, we see Shatter's coming
up on nearly 5 of them.
Yeah, Coalescence is ready to go. But they should be able to use a couple for this next fight and then have a few ready for the next one.
Yeah, Poseidon trying to get some more ult charge onto his pulse bomb. Can be a very big ultimate if it lands, as we've seen. Hades falling low, the entire team falling low, forcing out the Coalescence early. Marietta probably wanted to use that offensively. Questionably drops the Shatter. Now the Coalescence can be used offensively. The Pulse Bomb comes out against one. Questionably charges through, finds another one afterwards. And that's going to be a team fight win for Marietta, approaching the 80% mark. That is going to be putting them in potential last fight territory here.
Yeah, it looks.
If Marietta can draw out this fight, they're coming up on the tire, they're coming up on the beat. They have a lot of ultimates here that can help them sustain this fight and make it last longer. However, if Granny falls here early, that could be big, although getting the pick off is going to be equally as big. Brimstone is going to fall, and he has a tire. That's not exactly what you want to see from Marietta. Granny trying to build up his ultimate. Poseidon takes down one. Going to have to get a bit more. Big boops coming out, taking out both of Marietta's tanks. Poseidon trying to get something done, nearly has his pulse bomb. Going to be forced to recall out. Marietta trying to get something as they are quickly losing this last team fight. Marietta had a good shot. Brimstone with a big double kill, though. That gives them a new lease on life. Marietta pushing in off of the back of that. Hades switching over to the ball to try and contest here. Brimstone takes out the opposing ball. Marietta trying to get something done here. Hades on the ball is going to get trapped up. Brimstone with 2 picks. However, the Death Blossom finds 2 and a third afterwards. The boop off is not going to go through, and Marietta unfortunately loses that in the final team fight there. Marietta just lost their Junkrat early, trying to go for a big punish, but ended up getting punished themselves. The strategy that they had there was just to kill the ball, and then they have the man advantage. But when the ball ends up getting the pick off, it completely flips around the dynamic of the team fight. Especially when that was the ultimate that they had to kind of secure that team fight. Getting a big tire off there could have really flipped the momentum going into that last fight.
Fortunate. So Cornell will take game 1. In the past, Marietta has struggled with control maps. So hopefully we can see an improvement with the next map. I'm not so sure. I can't remember what it is. I think it's. I want to say it's Escort, but I guess we'll see.
I think it is Escort, because Escort was the second map last time. So probably Escort. Going to be interesting to see what Marietta picks. Still waiting on a couple of Cornell's team members accidentally left the game on accident. Yeah, trying to head back to lobby.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yep, just waiting on the last member of the team to get added back in. Marietta, although the scoreline was 2-0 on that first map of Nepal, Marietta really bounced back on that second round. They were showing signs of life for the first time in that match, really, and Marietta was able to pick up where they they failed to last on the first round of that match.
Yeah, it just seemed like they needed that first round to just kind of maybe settle down a little bit. Maybe got shaken up just because of the dominating performance by Cornell. And that last round was very, very close. It's just Cornell squeaked by right there at the end. I think part of it, yes, the McCree ult definitely when they finished off Lucio. I think that pretty much secured it for them at that overtime.
Yeah, Marietta gonna have the map pick here. Gonna be interesting to see what they roll out on. Looking like some more delays potentially. Not entirely sure what's going on here. A substitution maybe.
Well, it doesn't look like Marietta has chosen which map they're going to go with yet. It looks like Cornell will be doing a substitution.
Yeah, subbing in a couple of their team members. Marietta's going to pick Havana for the next map. It'll be interesting to see how this ends up coming out for Marietta.
They've done pretty well with that one. I think they like Havana. I mean, to be able to hold the points, but
yeah, Havana is definitely one of the strongest maps, especially for Poseidon. He's a very adept sniper, and this is one of the best sniper maps in the game, other than maybe Junkertown. Although Junkertown is a bit more one-dimensional in that you have to play, you kind of have to play snipers on that map. There's not really many other options here. With Havana, there's a lot more options that you can go with.
we're getting the ready checks in, so we'll go ahead and switch over to the lobby as they get things set up for game 2. So it's a reminder for everyone, this is a best of 5. So whoever wins 3 games will take the whole thing. So Marietta definitely has a shot of coming back into this, especially with since they had a chance to pick Havana. Although they will be going offense first. So Marietta is going to set the bar for Cornell. So hopefully the Pioneers will be able to set the bar high.
Yep, Marietta gonna be coming up against like for some reason the game isn't starting, saying not enough players. Gonna be taking a second. There we go.
I was about to say
30 seconds.
I was about to say, shouldn't we not know who Cornell's running just yet?
Yeah, sometimes that happens where the lobby is full, but for some reason it says not enough players. So
Yeah, we might have gotten some hints at what they're going to be running. We saw the Fire being picked there, so possibly seeing.
We also saw a Bastion though, so maybe not.
Yeah, we might see a possible Pharmacy, or they could be trying to do a Protect the Bastion comp. I guess we'll find out in about 43 seconds. At least we can see what Marietta will be running.
Yep, gonna be Poseidon on the Widowmaker, Brimstone on the Echo. Brimstone has a very deep hero pool, so not surprising to see him going with a character that can pick up anybody from the opposing team. So with a Widowmaker, also not really surprising. Ryan Zarya, just Marietta's bread and butter with the Moira Ana, a very high heal output composition here. They're going to be coming out of the gates here very soon. It'll be interesting to see what Cornell is going to be running. It's going to be a Reinhardt at least. A Widowmaker, it looks like as well, as I think I saw both teams take shots. Yeah, it's going to be a Widowmaker getting the better of Poseidon. However, he does have the high ground, so not a very common Widow duel happening there. Although he does get the pick off onto Granny T. Not exactly what Marietta is going to be looking for here. Another pick goes the way of Cornell. Marietta forced to back up here. Hades getting a lot of charge onto his attacks here. Already at 70 charge, very high for very beginning of the fight. Poseidon staying on the Widow, gets a pick off. Brimstone has switched over to the Mei as well. Marietta kind of committing more to this brawl style to try and give their Widowmaker as much space to click heads. Going to be trying to get the Ana here. Is going to get the second body shot off to finish him off. Merida going up to the Poseidon going up to the high ground here, going to be looking for his Widow counterpart. Is going to miss the first shot, going to get hit by the body shot coming out, forcing some pressure back onto them. Ice Wall comes out from Brimstone, cutting the Cornell in half, really. Gray again finds Poseidon, and Merida not able to really capitalize off of this momentum. Gray is going to tick another one from Marietta there. Poseidon switching over the Ash here to try and get a little bit more mid-fight value. Brimstone has fallen as well. Nano comes out onto the Reinhardt, is going to get slept, charged, just hit with everything that Cornell has. Going to fall shortly after the Nano. Merida investing an ultimate there, however, the ultimate was also invested in the amplification matrix. Merida coming up on some more key ultimates though. Blizzard is about halfway there, and that is a team fight winner if they can get it off and get it well executed. Granny T looking for a potential sleep onto the Widowmaker, is going to get bubbled, however, so not going to get much out of that. Hades coming up on the Graviton Surge could be very big for Marietta. Again, have to capitalize on it. The early coalescence coming out from Azura, just trying to create space. Poseidon again falls. He had switched over the Ash, but I guess he switched back. A lot of ultimates getting committed there. There's two from Cornell, and Marietta responded with only one of their own. Marietta gonna have to find a way to deal with this. Widowmaker switching to a bunch of different characters, gonna be switching over to the Doomfist in the end. A very interesting pick to try and take care of this Widowmaker. If you can just rush her down, it's really hard to hit those headshots in close range. Looking like the McCree is also going to be coming out from Brimstone. I believe that's what I saw, at least.
You'll be right.
Yep, is going to be running out on the McCree, trying to give some mid-range contest on the Widowmaker to give the Doomfist time to get up. Shatters come out from both teams. Bigger one though for Cornell. Poseidon comes in, slams down on the ground, is not able to find much value out of that. With 60 seconds remaining, Merida is not in a good position here. Merida needs to find some value from their picks. Granny T just trying to die before it's too late. Hades has his Graviton Surge. That is going to be a very big ultimate here from Merida if they can execute it well. Merida trying to regroup. Coming in from this kind of cafe area. It'll be interesting to see how they execute from here. Getting up really close into these quarters. Right on the cart, pretty much. Not going to have to deal with any poke damage. Poseidon gets the pick off onto the Gray, and that is exactly what Marietta needed. Granny T falls, however. The grab comes out, giving the Reinhardt a lot of charge, but Poseidon has fallen. Marietta finding more picks, but the charge finds two from Marietta, and that might just be the end of this round for Marietta as more members fall. Marietta unable to touch, really. This is likely going to be a first point hold from Cornell.
Yeah, it just seemed like every time Marietta pushed through, Cornell would find one pick after another, whether it's through the Widow pick or whether it's through McCree. But or actually no, they had the Reaper. I'm sorry, with either Widowmaker or Reaper, but they would just keep getting picked off one by one, and there's not much that Marietta could do to counter that.
Yeah, Marietta was unable to really capitalize on much of anything there. A lot of fights that they could have won just ended up not going their way. So an unfortunate start to that map, and it's going to be very hard for Marietta to bring this back. Getting a full hold in response after getting a full held is not easy, but Marietta is going to have to do it. Marietta going to be running out with the Lucio on pretty much the same thing, but a Torbjorn coming out from Brimstone, one of his pocket picks. The Widowmaker as well from Poseidon. Marietta gonna have to potentially hold up close here to try and get as many team fights out of this point as possible. Marietta was able to get as far as they did off the back of one team fight when Marietta simply can't afford to lose that team fight. However, Marietta is going to be playing very close to where they need to hold. That's giving up a lot of space in the beginning.
That's very risky because if they just held right at the point, one lost team fight, and it's going to be the end of the game.
Yeah, Marietta trying to get trying to really create some space for their Widowmaker, I guess, but going into double shield, it's not going to be easy for him to find many pickoffs. The sneaky The sneaky bush turret from Brimstone might be getting some value, but it's going to have to wait until they round the corner. Gray falls early to Poseidon. Again, that high ground, able to get some pickoffs. Now looking for the Mercy. They're running a double shield Bastion, however. Marietta going to have to find a way to respond to this in the amount of time that they do. Bastion can get a lot of value in the short run, but tends to not get as much as the fight goes on and the team adapts. Poseidon finds another pick, gets another one as well. Gonna look for the Mercy as well. Marietta Poseidon does fall, however, he does get a kill from the Afterlife, taking out the Mercy with his Venom Mine. Marietta, very good hold there. However, they're gonna have to do that at least 3 more times as they only took a minute off the clock.
Even more than that.
Up the tempo.
Yeah, potentially more than that, as Marietta gonna have to, as the spawns are much closer for Cornell. Granny trying to get a quick sleep under there, throws a nade out as well. Nano Boost is available, so likely gonna go on to questionably. Hayes falling low, however, he's gonna need to get some heals, is unable to. Just not within line of sight of his Ana. Bastion ult comes out, is gonna take questionably low. Brimstone gets picked off. This is not looking like a good start for Marietta. Azura falls, questionably gets the nano in the pick. Gonna have to take out that immortality field as they do. Marietta gonna have to rely on questionably here to get them these pickoffs that they need consistently. Marietta coming out with the with a big pick from questionably, however, he does fall as well as his tank counterpart who had switched over to the monkey in an attempt to get back. More members of Marietta falling, and the Widowmaker is going to have to be contesting point. Does get a pick off. 2 picks go the way of Marietta. This is not quite one fight. Marietta popping the infrasights, trying to see where the Widow is, trying to catch escapers, and a big headshot there from Poseidon, looking for more with the infrasight. Gonna be looking to see if he can find his opposing Widow, is gonna get away into cover, but Poseidon knows exactly where he has and where he needs to go to get back to his team. A very dominant position from Poseidon, who really clutched up that fight, being able to take down the Bastion, able to take down the Ana coming back in. However, he does not have the sights now to counter his opponent Widow's sights, so gonna have to play a bit safe here. The sights are the biggest asset that Widowmakers have in the duel, being able to know where your opponent is. However, Poseidon still gets the better of Gray. However, the rest of his team cannot say the same for their counterparts. Marietta falling quickly. The Widowmaker having to get to point to try and contest. Heads to the high ground to see if he can get some quick pickoffs here. But if he doesn't touch soon, it's going to be all over for Marietta. He's going to be taken down as he tries to touch, and nobody else is going to be in position to touch. Marietta had a very valiant attempt at stalling that second point, or that first point, but were unable to finish it off due to how little space they got for themselves.
Cornell just popped everything in that last team fight. They popped every single ult they had, was able to wipe out the team except for Poseidon, and it was enough to push the payload through to win that round.
Yeah, absolutely massive plays. I think if Marietta had been defending first, they might have had a better shot on attacks because they would have had more confidence, really. If that defense round came out before the attack, Marietta would have had a lot more confidence going into that, but that's just how the game goes sometimes. Unfortunate circumstances for Marietta as they fall down 2-0. Marietta going to have to bounce back here in map 3. Which I believe is going to be an escort map. Or no, a hybrid map. We just did escort. So going to be interesting to see what Marietta picks. Probably going to be King's Row. Looking like they're asking for a 5-minute break, however, at the halftime. So 5 minutes, then Marietta is going to come back with their map pick, get everybody ready up, and then going into map 3.
All right, so since the Pioneers will be taking a break, we'll take a break too. So we'll be back in a few minutes, but we're at match point for Cornell. So don't go away. You're watching Marietta College Esports. All right, welcome back. The game has already started, so we're going to get right into this. So this is game 3. Cornell is up 2-0, so if they take this, they will take the match. We'll see if Marietta was able to make some adjustments during their little break. But we will be on King's Row.
Just like I predicted going to King's Row, Marietta going to have to bounce back here, although this is a map where they can do it. The Rhine Zarya is very dominant on this map, and Marietta has shown in the past that that's their best tank line. So Marietta going to have to come out of the gate strong here, though. Looking like they might be on attack. I'm not entirely sure. We will be seeing in a couple seconds, though. Marietta is going to be on attack first. Teasing some potential lineups here. I doubt they're going to go with this dive Reaper Sombra, but they could if they wanted to. Would catch them out, catch Cornell by surprise, I'm sure, as Rhine Zarya is usually the go-to on this map. Although dive can work if executed well.
Yeah, I mean, Harmon Hades is very proficient on Winston. So it would come down to how questionable he can do in the D.Va, which I know he's a Rhine main, and he has played a couple of other tanks. So if Marietta keeps this dive comp, which it looks like is what they're going to be running, we'll have to see how that front line will hold.
Yeah, Marietta coming out of the gates with this dive composition. Not exactly what we were expecting, but if they can get the hacks and capitalize off of them, good eat their buy questionably to prevent Rhine from getting any charge. Marietta going in quick and going in fast is exactly what they need to be doing. Questionably creating space. Brimstone immediately takes down the Reinhardt and immediately follows that up by taking down the Zarya. So a very good start here from Marietta. A 3K for Brimstone early off in the beginning of this match. Marietta able to get a full team wipe here. Very good start there for Marietta. Exactly what they need to get back into this match.
If there's any question about Questionably's play, that was not a pun intended, but his play on D.Va, that right there shows he's perfectly capable of playing D.Va.
Yeah, Marietta putting at least one on cart, looking like they're putting 2 or 3 on cart, just to try and push up and create space. The hack onto the Rhine is going to be a big one, especially with this dive composition, not being able to block any of the incoming damage. 2 fall for Marietta, for Cornell. Marietta opening up with a lot of speed here. 2 more, 3 more fall. Marietta is very dominant with this dive composition so far. Absolutely crushing Cornell, not even giving them a chance to get a pick off.
I am going to have to see what pep talk coach gave to the players, because this is a completely different Overwatch team from what we saw in the first 2 games.
Yeah, Marietta coming out fast and coming out strong, hitting hard so they don't have to get hit back, making sure that their first punch is the only punch that they need. Very good gameplay so far from Marietta. Looking like they did commit the monkey ult there. Not going to be too big of a deal, as that was the only one it looks like they committed. Coming up on these fights aren't lasting long, so the ults aren't building up that quickly. They take out the Reinhardt again, being the first to fall in 2 of the 3 fights. A big D.Va bomb comes out for Questionably, finding 3. There's no Reinhardt shield to hide behind anymore. Marietta, with 6 minutes in the time bank, is entering this 3rd point. Absolutely massive time bank and a very dominant performance so far from Marietta. That D.Va bomb was the culmination of just focusing down that Rhine. They realized he was low. As soon as the shield falls, they have to find cover. And in the intense team fight that was going on, it's hard to find that cover. Poseidon is going to fall to ashes. Gonna be not that big of a deal, though, as Poseidon can get back very quickly. Looking like they're switching up to the Roadhog. Brimstone pulls out the ultimate, is immediately pulled out, though. Marietta still with a even fight so far, pretty much. Looking to find more value from this fight, trying to get as much push as possible. Marietta commits the EMP, absolutely massive, finds everybody remaining as they do fall very low. Lots of potential for Marietta to close out this map with a 5-minute time bank. That is unheard of. The beat comes out questionably, does take down 1, is going to be traded out for 2, however. Another one falls, however. Marietta is still very much in this fight. This could go either team's way. Marietta trying to get some more picks off. Are going to be retreating now, however. Very smart decision. With 4 minutes 40 on the time bank, they don't need to be rushing in. Marietta resetting very quickly, regrouping, looking to see what they have, what they can use. If they can get down this run again and get another, or they don't even have a run. This Diva Bomb is essentially free. There's no shield. Poseidon going for an early pick, seeing if he gets some earlier disruption and a pick potentially, is not going to get that. Diva Bomb is dropped. It doesn't look like he pressed shift though, so it's not going to really go anywhere. Brimstone falls to the ball early. Ball hacked up though. Marietta could still push off of this. Questionably getting demech though is not exactly a good sign for Marietta to keep on going. Just trying to force as many ults out of Cornell at this point. Trying to create some more value by removing the value that Cornell has remaining. Marietta falling back, building up on some more of their ultimates. Going to be a very interesting push here. They do have both support ultimates and the EMP. The EMP is going to be absolutely massive here if it can hit all members of Cornell. Marietta has a lot to work with on the back of it as well, especially with the composition they're running. As soon as the EMP comes out, a target's going to be called, a target's going to be taken down, and then they move on to the next one. Poseidon putting himself in position. The early amplification matrix comes out. It's going to be enough to take down Hades. Marietta going to be forced to back out here. Just a quick delay though. Marietta still has plenty of time to react to that. Trading that ult for just a little bit of time is going to end up worth it for Marietta. Brimstone looking to get behind, wondering what he's going to be doing here. Potentially going for a back cap. Or he could be going for an early pickoff and then racing out. Looking like it could be either of those. If he can get on pickoff here, it's going to be absolutely massive. It's there to immediately follow up on both healers. Absolutely massive combination there. The EMP and then just taking down 2 members. 5 members taken down. Marietta just needs to find 1 more to get the 6K. Marietta going to be pushing this part in. Took a bit longer than the other points, but Marietta coming out very dominantly on this Kings Row map.
It's not over yet.
Marietta pumping in the last of their ultimates just to try and get rid of the remaining stallers. Roadhog is still out there, and that is a tank that has to be taken seriously. But Marietta able to take him down, just need to deal with the last remaining stragglers. Looking like 3 remain. Brimstone takes down 1, Granny takes out 2. Marietta coming back. This could be there's really no momentum going the way of Cornell, and as I say that, they find 2. If this ball is not taken care of, that's a big stalling tool for them. Lots of ultimates still coming out. Marietta still not really in the best position here. They are going to lose that fight, it looks like. Pretty sure that they had it there. They were getting the pickoffs, but then the minefield came out, found 2, and that was all the momentum that Cornell needed.
Yeah, they were just able to stall.
Marietta needs to get... Yep, the stall was very effective from Cornell. Marietta needs to get this last 0.7 meters in, or else the 6-minute time bank will all be for nothing. Marietta, if they are able to capitalize on these, on this push, would be very beneficial for them. They need to win this here, or else all the momentum is going the way of Cornell. They are going to be looking to target the ball down early. It's going to fall. Another pick goes Marietta's way. Big bomb comes out as well. The remech kills the Tracer. Marietta just needs to deal with this last Reaper, and unless the ball can touch what he might be able to, he's just gonna miss it. Marietta finishes with 1 minute left in the time bank.
Yeah,
so a very good stall there from Cornell, but Marietta still was able to build off the back of that big time bank that they had going into that 3rd point.
Yeah, so that's going to leave the question, though, how well Cornell's going to perform here. Marietta needs to be able to put a good stop if they want to take this game. But if Cornell is able to complete all 3 points with a lot of time in their bank, then they're going to have the advantage when we go into round 3.
Yep, Marietta going to have to come out here. Although it's usually indicative of how well a defender, how well defense is going to go is how well the offense goes. Marietta had a very strong first point attack, so potentially going to have a very strong first point defense as well. I don't think the dive is something that Cornell was expecting. They might have adapted to it better, maybe sticking with this Roadhog ball composition here. Gonna be interesting to see what they end up sticking with. Marietta going with the exact same composition. We're able to get value out of every single pick that they had. Just the dive from the 2 tanks with the help of the hacks was just so much that Cornell couldn't really deal with it in the early game. Gonna be interesting to see how they've adapted to it between these 2 rounds. If you're Cornell, I think you'd want to come out here with the Ryan Zarya, as that is still the most dominant pick on this map. Could be able to switch it up later if things aren't going well after a team fight or two, but wouldn't be surprised to see either of these compositions coming out. Looking like the Widowmaker is going to be coming out from Cornell, going for a quick jump shot. The Junkrat as well. Looking like Ryan Zarya, yet again, the Ryan gets hacked up and he should immediately be falling. He's falling very low, but is able to get a pick off. He's getting pumped so many heals. Marietta has no tanks right now as the Diva's out of mech and Hades is fallen, but the members of Cornell are so low they can't really capitalize off this disadvantage. Being forced to back up after they lose their main tank. Very well executed by Marietta. The quick remake and that headshot almost hit Brimstone. Teleporting is very dangerous against an enemy Widow as you're completely immobile, but able to get it off that time. Hades has returned, so Marietta going at a full 6 here. Not gonna be punished off of their early pickoffs. Ryan gets hacked again. The easy hack target for Marietta to find, just a big body that doesn't really have much to cancel the hack. Diva now diving the Widowmaker, forcing her off of the high ground, forcing her back to her team. Marietta coming out with a very strong defense here on first. Coming up on their ultimates, the Diva Bomb could be big, especially if they combo with the EMP. Poseidon 80% on that EMP. If they decide to pull those out together, could be absolutely devastating. The beat comes out early. The hack comes out onto the Reinhardt, however, going to be unable to shatter. Brimstone has fallen. Granny pulls out his ultimate in response. Beat comes out as well. Poseidon falls, so any hope of a EMP bomb is now out the window. Looking like this is going to be a one-team fight for Cornell, although they weren't able to capture as quickly as Marietta. So definitely a better defense for Marietta so far than Cornell was able to put up on first point. Marietta was still saved many of their ultimates, ended up committing the support ultimates, but they still have three more. Look like questionably might have used the bomb. It looks like he has. So Marietta still has 3 ultimates online. The EMP and the Death Blossom can also work very well together, as they without abilities, there's not really much that the opposing team can do to stop the Reaper from doing as much damage as the Death Blossom outputs. So it's gonna be interesting to see if that is the combo that they go with. The Shatter comes out, Poseidon immediately taken out. Marietta gonna have to find a pick right now. Looking like Brimstone teleporting into the backline, trying to find just that. Pulls out the Death Blossom, finds one. Another one falls to Granny. Azura finds the third. Marietta firing on all cylinders here, even without their Sombra player, are able to retake this fight. Another one falls for Cornell, just trying to get the stagger picks at this point. Brimstone getting really aggressive here, trying to push up, punish the Widowmaker. Questionably does fall for pushing up so far. Grav comes out. Marietta forced to use Coalescence to keep their members alive. EMP does come out though, and this fight that Cornell was trying to start up early is just flipped completely around by that EMP. A complete 180. After the Grav comes out, it's just about surviving the Grav, and then Marietta able to commit the EMP and finish off the rest of that fight.
EMP was
very well done there by Marietta.
The EMP was perfect, not just because it stopped it basically stopped the offense for Cornell as they were trying to lay DPS on Marietta during that Grav. So yeah, it's a great reaction by Poseidon to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, Marietta was likely planning to pull off an aggressive EMP anyways, just given the perfect opportunity to do that. Another big hack onto the Reinhardt. Very good at finding these heavy targets that are just super valuable to take out early. Bomb comes out, he's not going to find anybody. Brimstone looking to see if he can get a pick off of the chaos that it causes. Beat comes out from Cornell. Hades is going to fall very low, able to get back to his team though. It is absolutely massive that Hades survives here. This Shatter comes out and the Death Blossom follows, and that's just going to be an overwhelming use of ultimates there. Marietta not able to respond, but with how well they've held so far, they are going to be able to have at least one more attempt to defend here. And if Marietta can do so, it's going to be a very ultimate heavy fight. As Cornell doesn't really have that many, and if Marietta can get off 1 or 2 big ultimates here, this could be a team fight win right off the bat. Cornell getting very aggressive, pushing right into Marietta, exactly where they want to be. Hack comes out onto onto Reinhardt, Brimstone, and Granny just killing 4 immediately. Katie is unquestionably find the last 2, and that's going to be a team kill for Marietta. Only losing Brimstone there at the end, but with the teleport and Wraith ability, he's going to be back almost immediately.
It did pop 2 ults, so all they have right now is Beat, although Diva Bomb is going to be up pretty soon, and so is the EMP. So if Marietta can hold this, they might be able to prevent Cornell from taking the second checkpoint with only a minute 18 left in the round. And even if Cornell does take the checkpoint, they're not going to have as much time compared to Marietta had on that final checkpoint.
Yep, Marietta in a very strong position here, especially with how far the cart has gone. Getting stopped right before the checkpoint. This is one of the farthest walks in Overwatch to get to the point. EMP comes out to try and make up for the lack of a main tank. Are able to find 2 picks off the back of that. Marietta able to find potentially a third. Are going to lose 1, however, so a very even fight so far. Azura able to find 1 more pick. Marietta just cleaning up the remaining stragglers. Poseidon using his mobility to try and cut off players as they leave, is able to find the Moira, is going to get bubbled though, so Poseidon forced to back out there. He's not going to be punished, however, and Marietta with 30 seconds left on the clock for Cornell, they still have the beat, and that is going to be the biggest ultimate that they have here. It can, as long as Azura stays alive, she can cancel nearly any ultimate or combo that is thrown at them that Cornell can't have. The Shatter comes out, but is immediately met with the beat. The lot more ults coming out. The High Noon is going to be enough, though, taking down 4 members of Marietta. Just very hard to deal with that, especially when you don't have a solid shield like Reinhardt's. Still contesting, though, trying to get that overtime. It is going to be an overtime capture here. With a minute and a half left, Cornell needs to move really fast. If they don't finish with time, Marietta potentially gets a free push of their own. I'm not entirely sure how it works with exactly 1 minute, but Marietta might not. Marietta might have finished with enough time that Cornell would not have a fight here if they finish in overtime. Even though Marietta has a lot of ultimates in their bank.
We have seen some strange rules from Overwatch before, so we just have to see what would happen if we get to that point. But we do see the beat coming out for Cornell, and so is Death Blossom until he takes out Poseidon. And then
the bigger Death Blossom comes out from Brimstone, finding 4, able to take down 5 total of 5K from Brimstone. They're absolutely massive. Thinking that Cornell got the upper hand by taking out the Sombra, but immediately Brimstone responds, says, no, that was a nice 1K, I'll raise you 4. Marietta absolutely dominant in that round.
Anything you can do, fight. Brimstone can do better.
Yeah, Brimstone coming out with a massive play there when his team needed it. Marietta still has some ultimates here coming up on that beat as well. Marietta has the Coalescence potentially to save their tanks if they need it. Poseidon looking to get some hacks from the high ground. Marietta forced back. They're going to quickly force it back around with a massive EMP combo. Marietta, Granny T, and questionably finding 3 and 2 of their own respectively. This is an absolute bloodbath, and Cornell is not going to be able to finish this map.
And with that, Marietta takes their first game.
Yeah, Marietta has brought it back to a 2-1 series. Absolutely amazing performance there on defense, and especially on offense. Getting to that last point with 6 minutes in the time bank, even though they were only able to finish in the last minute. This big, massive play by Brimstone, able to get behind the shield of the Reinhardt and just ride the Reinhardt's head as he backed up further into his team. Absolutely big brain play there from Brimstone. Questionably with 65 eliminations, that is an 86% kill participation rate. That is an insanely high number. Questionably absolutely dominant on that map. If we had any doubts or questions about his diva skills, they are out the window.
There is no question about that totally was intended. Sorry, not sorry. You've had me in class. You know how I am.
Yeah. Marietta with an absolutely massive momentum swinger of a game there. Gonna be, although to finish this reverse sweep, Marietta's gonna have to win on 2 map picks of Cornell. That is one of the disadvantages of reverse sweeps in this format, where the losing team picks. Marietta gonna have to do essentially what they just did here, but on the opponent's home turf, pretty much.
Yeah, we are not out of the woods yet. Cornell is still 1 map away from taking the whole series, but Marietta has made it more difficult. So we will see what Cornell's going to pick. It's probably, I guess it's going to be Assault now, because
Assault is the map type up next, and then if we go to a map 5, it will be
Control. It's yeah, it's control. It just won't be Nepal.
It's assault. It's a coach coming in to correct.
No. Assault is
correct his play.
Yeah, assault is as map 4, and if we go to a game 5, it would be control.
Yeah. Yeah, and if we go to a map 6, I think it's hybrid or escort. I'm not entirely sure.
Double check the rules. That would be if we got a draw on anything.
If we get a draw on this attack, it could go to a map 6. Looking like Volskaya Industries is going to be the pick. A very interesting map choice here. Marietta much prefers Hanamura. It's one of the 2CP is one of the most controversial map types in all of Overwatch. Volskaya has been given the name Rollskaya as a nickname, so could be a very quick, very dominant performance here from either side. But like Marietta's gonna be coming out on attack again, I believe. Marietta's is continued to be given the opportunity to set the pace of this match. On King's Row it worked, on Havana it didn't, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how it works on Volskaya.
We'll see what composition they're going to be going with in just a few seconds. Will they go with the dive? Will they go with... well, they're going to keep the dive. Well, yeah, they will keep the dive. Although, we may be looking at a... interesting, they're not going to go with a farm. Okay, never mind. Okay, they're going to go with what worked before, except how they have Granny Sinani on Zenyatta instead of the Moira or Anna.
Potentially just teasing us here in spawn with the Pharah pick. It'd be interesting to see if Granny actually ends up switching. Marietta, though, going with what worked for them last, is going to be switching over to the Moira, as kind of expected. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Marietta going to be going with the exact same thing that they did on King's Row, where they were absolutely dominant. Marietta coming out of the gate. It's going to be interesting to see what Cornell is running in response. Ryan Zarya can be run here as the chokes are very wallable, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to be run. Ryan Zarya versus Dive. Which team composition is going to come out on top here? Hades immediately getting into it, trying to get some value. Questionably is going to fall out of his mech immediately. Poseidon also taken out. Marietta going to have to reset here unless they can find a big pickoff here. Trying to create some value here, trying to get some damage in. Azura is gonna fall, however, so Marietta definitely gonna have to reset now. Questionably getting taken out of his mech again, gonna be taken down this time permanently. Gonna be interesting to see if any adjustments come out from Marietta. Poseidon goes off the map, so that's indicating that he might be switching, or nope, he's saying we don't talk about that, so probably just a mistake in a translocator placement or something along those lines, but
we'll have to check the replay later to see what happened.
Yeah, we'll get an instant replay on that in like a couple days, something like that. Poseidon sticking with the same pick. The hack coming out onto the Reinhardt. Brimstone able to take down the Lucio. That is a very big pickoff, especially with the next pickoff onto the Reinhardt. Marietta is taking even trades here so far. Scratch that, they are taking dominant trades here. Yeah, Marietta able to finish off the team fight, only losing 2 or 3 members there.
Yeah, it looks like Cornell did adjust their strategy a little bit. They recognize Questionably's threat on the D.Va, so it seems like they're trying to pour everything into taking out that D.Va, preventing the D.Va from his ult charge, preventing the D.Va bombs. But let's just see if we notice that a little bit more. But it seems like that's their strategy, is to take out that D.Va ASAP.
Yeah, Marietta could be coming up on a lot of ultimates here. Brimstone already is coming up on his, Hades as well. Marietta has a big ultimate bank here. If they wanted to, they could just play this very fast. Play a bit slow in the beginning to finish off the charge on those ults, as they're about 10 to 15% away on most of them. But coming out as soon as they have those ultimates with a big bang. Marietta coming up on their beat, coming up on their bomb, coming up on their primal rage, coming up on EMP. Beat being used just to prevent damage, and a big Death Blossom from Brimstone, finding 4 members already taken down. Questionably following up on the Reaper. Only 1 member remains. He popped his Coalescence, is not going to be able to do anything. That's going to be a team kill for Marietta. The Stallers are going to be coming out. Marietta already secured 75%, however. The May coming out, Beat dropped, Hammer dropped as well. A lot of ultimates coming out. Marietta might be able to salvage this team fight, though, as they do get off some picks. Another pick goes the way of Marietta. Death Blossom comes out, Marietta at the very least has gotten a large amount of capture percentage, if I could speak, and it forced out a lot of ultimates from Cornell.
Yeah, so Marietta just has to win one more team fight and they will get there. So right now, just take their time. They have plenty of time on the clock. Over 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Get those ult charges up and then go in, throw everything they got, and capture the point.
Yep, just basically do the same thing again. As they're coming up on these ultimates again, Marietta just gonna be taking some dry fights here, just trying to build their own ult bank, see if they can get an ult or two out from Cornell. Not really trying to win a team fight exactly, but if they get some pickoffs and get the advantage early, they might commit to it. Brimstone taking out the Torb turret. That is a very interesting switch off from the Reaper. Hammer down comes out. Hades is gonna fall. But that's exactly what Marietta want. They want to build up their ult bank and take as many from Cornell as possible. The ice wall blocking off the Reinhardt from following the elusive Sombra here, able to let Poseidon get away. Potential miscommunication there with letting down that wall, but Marietta coming up on a lot of ultimates. The translocator blocked by the rotating platform. Marietta coming back into this fight. This might be the fight that they want to commit to. The Torb turret on that rotating platform is going to be taken out immediately. Very interesting decision there to put it on there. Marietta going up to the high ground with the brand new elevator changes. The elevators now wait for players as opposed to just going up and down at their own free will. Poseidon trying to get the last of his ult charge off. Beat comes out. Marietta definitely committing to this. They force out the grab. Marietta trying to get some value off of their support ultimates. EMP comes out, but it might be too little too late as two members of Marietta have already fallen. The beat does come out though, so at the very least they force that on a potentially lost team fight already. Hades just trying to get as much ult charge as he can and back out.
Yeah, I think Marietta should have waited a little bit, but they do have Death Blossom and Diva Bomb up pretty soon. I think they were trying to win the fight with ults they had, and it just was not enough.
Yeah, both support ults had to be used to try and counter the big grab from Cornell. Marietta coming into this next team fight, they do have some big ultimates online. If they can get nearly as much value as they did on King's Row from those ultimates, this could very well be a one team fight from Marietta. Diva Bomb is now online. If they can deal with this Reinhardt or hack him up, Marietta is going to be in a very good position. That's exactly what Poseidon is likely trying to do. Brimstone falling early, though, is not a good sign. The two more ultimates coming out from Cornell as Marietta commit none of their own. Marietta just putting the car in reverse and trying to get out of there as quickly as possible.
But now
Marietta, it's surprising that Cornell used two ultimates there.
Yeah, but now we see they're starting to push out. They're trying to zone Marietta out of the zone. But now we see Coalescence is down, so 3 ults are ready to go. And the other ults aren't going to be up for a little while. Marietta has only 1 minute left, so I think this is going to be go mode for them, where they need to go in and just start pushing everything they got.
And Hades has switched over to the Reinhardt. Gonna be seeing if he can find some value out of it. Not his best main tank. The Diva Bomb comes out. Is going to be able to find the Torb turret. A 2 fall for Marietta, though. Not looking good at the start of this team fight. The Blizzard comes out, trying to wrap this team fight up as quickly as possible. Are Cornell and Marietta, unfortunately, not going to be able to win this team fight. But it's going to be interesting to see what they go in with next time. Marietta is going to have to capture this point with some time. Looking like the Pharah is going to come out here. No longer just the pick and spawn that we were questioning if it was going to happen. Now actually bringing it out. Still no mercy, however. Can still get value, especially if you're shooting away at the enemy team from this range, dealing with the Torb turret, dealing with some backliners. Marietta going to have to touch, though, and Doomfist was their toucher and was not able to touch. Very dominant first 2 minutes for Marietta, but after that, they were just not able to get anything going for them.
So that does establish a win condition for Cornell. If they take the second point, they win the series. If Marietta can hold off, they can either draw or go to, or actually win and go to a game 5. But it's going to come down to how well Marietta puts up their defense. They did struggle there offensively there, so we'll see if they're going to be able to hold the line like Cornell did in that round.
Yeah, Marietta going to have to come out here with a very good defense on first. If Cornell has anywhere near the time bank that Marietta had, the momentum going into that, unless they massively choke it, Marietta is going to be in a disadvantage here if they let up the time bank that they had. Gonna be going with the same things here. Not entirely sure if they're gonna be running the Winston though. They did switch over to the Rhine at the very end. But Marietta gonna have to be coming out here with a lot of force here to try and hold this first point.
The destruction caused by the Omnics here.
It is gonna be the Monkey coming out as well as a Mercy pick coming out. The Mercy Lucio, just trying to get as much damage out as possible early on in the team fight. So gonna be very interesting to see how this pans out for Marietta. Still running the same DPS, same tanks as they came out with on first last time. Marietta gonna have to find something in this dive. Dive can work on defense, but it's usually much more effective on offense. As I say that, the Ball and Reinhardt are going to be coming out from Cornell. Very interesting compositional decisions here. The Ball, it does not usually mesh well with the Rhine unless you're putting him in a more of like a disrupt the backline role. Marietta loses their D.Va mech early. Gonna have to play a bit slowly from here, but Cornell can just put on the pressure here. Granny looking to just boost up the damage of his teammates, are able to take down the Reinhardt, and that's gonna have to be the retreat button going out from Cornell, trying to get some last second picks off onto the remaining members. But the Ball does fall off the map. Could be a tactical reset, but I don't think so, as you'd much rather just go back to spawn.
Well, I don't see him, let's not talk about it, but then again, we can't see their chat.
Yep, so could be could have been a reset, could have been an accident. They were trying to get away from point as quickly as possible, might have slipped up a bit. Gonna be interesting to see if the Ball is still run. The Zarya is gonna be switched to, so likely a tactical reset, but at that point just walk to spawn. The Reaper putting some pressure onto point early. The Coalescence out early, responded to by the Primal Rage. Is going to be taken down almost immediately though. Death Blossom comes out, finds two. That's going to be the equalizer with no healers. Cornell really can't do anything. Takes down a third. Marietta trying to still stay in this fight as their teammates come back. The Mercy and the Winston are coming back for Marietta. Two heroes that can get back very quickly. So Marietta not going to be losing too much value potentially. What is going to be interesting is the D.Va out of mech. Baby D.Va cannot find much value on her own. It's going to have to get the mech back very quickly. There are a lot of support offense. The EMP comes out immediately, melting the Reinhardt. The Death Blossom comes out, finds three. Absolutely massive Death Blossom there. He gets the fourth on Hades, gets the fifth on Azura. Very dominant play there. Marietta gonna be having to hold this point for 4.5 minutes here if they want to get to the win. It is very doable, however, as this is a point that you can stall out for a very long time if you're losing. Marietta, the spawn advantage is so immense that even one pick in exchange for 3 picks on your team might be enough to get the team fight win. It's similar to what we saw in Kings Row, where 2 picks, even though everybody else was dying, they just came back so quickly that Marietta was unable to capitalize. D.Va going to be taken out of mech, so Shatter comes out early. Hades and Brimstone falling. This is not what you want to see from Marietta. Poseidon with an early pickoff, though. That could be what they need to end up flipping this. No DPS remain for Cornell. Marietta still has a lot of ultimates, dropping the Beat and the Coalescent, and the Valkyrie. Marietta trying to keep their players alive. Just trying to stall out for as much time as possible here. Brimstone coming back 75% on his Death Blossom. Might be able to get some value out of it. The self-destruct comes out, finding no one. Marietta still trying to stall. Hades pops his Primal Rage. It's win or go home here for Marietta. If they can hold off this point, Poseidon gets another pickoff. Azura dodges the Shatter that was intended only for her. Ball comes out from questionably. Could get some big value here if he's able to stay alive for a long time. Death Blossom is going to have to be massive. Is not going to be able to even touch the point as the High Noon zones him out. And Marietta unfortunately going to fall there. Very good. Even though the score was 3-1, Marietta had a very good chance to win many of those maps.
Yeah, it just seems like Cornell's strategy was take out the D.Va, and they were able to pull it off because we didn't see anywhere near as many D.Va bombs that questionably had in Kings Row. They respected his play, and they were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, Marietta just unable to capitalize there. The exact same momentum that got them that first that got them that second 75% on second point was exactly what Cornell used to get the exact same amount of percentage. And Marietta was just unable to finish that matchup.
All right, yeah, that's going to be it for us today. So, I mean, the Pioneers did play very valiantly, but Cornell just was the better team today with just how things go. But we did see improvement with the Pioneers as the game progressed, but it just wasn't quite where they needed to be. But we still have more esports for you later on this week. In fact, as a reminder, this Saturday, we'll actually have our last GLEC regular season matches with our Rocket League team going up against Tiffin University at 11 a.m. And then the Overwatch team will be back playing against Ohio Northern at noon. So please be sure to come back for that. And all the latest updates, you can check out our social media on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at Marietta Esports. Drayton, thank you again once again to help with commentating the match. I know chat was very thankful for your insight.
Yep. All right. Well, I will hop off then.
All right.
I'll be back here on Sunday or Saturday for the last GLC match.
Sounds good. Thank you all once again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.